After a crazy offseason, BYU comes in at number 39 in the program power rankings, 37th out of the 67 power conference teams with a score of 68.34. For Regime Plus, I have BYU at a 0.5 out of 1. The Jake Retzloff news hit this team like a freight train. He ends up transferring to Tulane. I think that's a massive void in both leadership and energy and in skill for BYU to replace. Jake Retzloff wasn't a world beater, but he did a lot in close games where this team really thrived. And right now they have a three-way quarterback battle, and it might be won by redshirt freshman Bear Bachmeyer, who you might know his brothers Tiger and Hank, who played college football at the power conference level as well. Returning production has BYU at 47. This is a program that needs to be veteran, it needs to be old, it needs to be experienced. They're kind of mediocre in that right now. Not a program that's going to attract the highest level talent quite yet. The NIL money is certainly there in Provo, and these numbers will continue to improve year over year, especially as the football program continues to win in the Big 12, 67th in high school recruiting, 58th in transfer portal. This is not something that they are going to really rely on to be a good program, but it certainly would help to get those numbers up a little bit. 2024 adjusted EPA per play has them at 46th in the country. They won a lot of close games last year, especially in the Big 12. I don't think you can rely on that replicating year over year, but it is a program that knows how to win those close games and has a very good home field advantage. I would expect this to drop down into probably the mid or upper 50s this year. I don't think they're going to be able to replicate what they were able to do in the fourth quarter, especially against some of the better teams in the Big 12. The market is really high on BYU, and I think that's partially because they were such a big storyline last season and heading into this year, but also because the Big 12 is wide open. We keep talking about this with Big 12 teams. There's an opportunity for all of them to win this conference. However, the strength of schedule at number 74, I think, is a bit misleading. Yes, they don't play a bunch of heavy hitters, but they have a lot of tricky road trips. They travel to East Carolina in the third week of the season. They also travel to Colorado. They travel down to the desert to play Arizona. That's a tricky game against one of the teams expected to be one of the worst in the Big 12. And then they have a 3-game stretch where they host their rival Utah in the Holy War. They travel to Ames to play Iowa State, and then they travel to Lubbock to play Texas Tech, all before coming back home to play what I think is going to be a pretty good TCU team. So I don't think this schedule is really tough on paper, but I think in practice, it'll be a little bit tougher. So I personally have BYU under 7.5 wins. I think that's dropped all the way down to 6.5. I think they're going to be a bowl team at probably 6-6, but I don't see a very high ceiling for this team, especially with the quarterback issues.